It is Thursday, and I'm here in Greeley, Colorado. And let's just think about this for a second. We're past the hump, but we're heading for the weekend, and that's a good thing. Today, I'm talking about AI. Maybe not robots taking over the world, but AI. Now, AI can help us, but it's never going to replace us. It will not. It just won't. Do you remember the $6 Million Man? Now, if you do, then you're at least as old as I am, or maybe just a little bit younger. But $6 Million Man was a TV show in the 70s of a guy who the backstory is he was in a horrific accident. He was a test pilot, and he all but died. And they started every show with a monologue. Excuse me, with a monologue. And this was the monologue. Steve Austin, a man barely alive. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to build the world's first bionic man. Steve Austin will be that man. We can make him better than he ever was before. Better, stronger, faster. And he had 2 bionic legs. He had a bionic arm. He had a bionic eye where he could just hone in on things, a telescopic eye. And the whole story was about him being, better, stronger, faster. And it was so successful back then that they did a spin-off, The Bionic Woman. Now, there's only 2 things different about the Bionic Woman. First of all, she's not a man. She's a woman. And she didn't have a bionic eye. She had a bionic ear. So there's that. And thus was the start of thinking about things like this. Machines overtaking or becoming or enhancing man. And that's what AI does. It enhances what we do. But there are some people who think it might just take over. And I don't believe it will. I don't believe it is. I don't believe it's in the plan, as it were. So as things went on in the wild, weird world of Hollywood, RoboCop. Now, I remember when this movie came out, and I was very disappointed when it came out. And I'm still disappointed because it came out. I didn't like the movie. And then they did, a sequel, and then they did some remakes. And I'm sorry, I didn't like any of them. I don't think I watched any of them after the first one because I disliked the first one at all. Pretty much completely. But then there was Terminator. Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Terminator 3. Just the whole Terminator thing in Skynet, where computers became self-aware and created robots that were going to take over the world. And then the whole Terminator movies came out. Yeah, okay, sure. Why not? Now, everybody's learning how to use AI in their business, and that's actually a good thing. It is a huge step forward. It's not going away. It's the next step in the computer evolutionary process. But here's 7 reasons why it's not going to affect, or it's not going to take over us. It's not going to replace us. It just can't. It just can't. So I'm going to give 7 reasons. First, AI can be trained to behave like you, but it cannot be trained to develop its own personality. It can't have your personality. Can you imagine me and my quirks and idiosyncrasies being cloned? And it wouldn't be another me. It would just be, a mirror image, so to speak. There, but not there. Now, you are unique, and you have, and that can never be taken away from you. You are unique. So remind yourself that the term deepfake is, well, it's fake. It really is. Next, AI can process logic and data, but it can't go on a gut feeling for obvious reasons. It has no gut and it has no feelings. It may pick a horse that's going to win the Kentucky Derby, but what about that long shot? the one that, the 80-1 long shot that nobody said was going to make it, that nobody said was going to get anywhere close to it. They just picked that. And it's the thing that won, or it's the horse that won, and those that bet on it just for some reason had a gut feeling. And some people have a gut feeling for not getting on a plane before it crashes, or getting on a bus before it crashes, or something like that. AI can't do that. It doesn't have a gut feeling. Now, to continue, AI cannot feel or empathize with another person. When a friend tells you that they've had a really bad week, or they've lost a loved one, AI cannot provide comfort. Can't do it. AI can't just be there when that's all your friend needs at the time. AI can't do that. The fourth thing, AI cannot make a human connection with you. It can't. I know there's been movies, there's things like that, but no, it can't make a human connection because it's not human. Come on, guys. There's no soul there. And now there is no thrill of like holding hands for the first time. This is called the law of diminishing returns. And the law of diminishing returns kind of works this way. Think of a teenager going out on a date for the very first time, never been on a date before, but all he can think about is somebody said yes, and that was an absolute thrill. And they're out on a date for the very first time, and he wants to hold her hand. And he does not have the guts to try it. But he's excited, he's sweaty, he's nervous, and then he rubs knuckles, and she responds positively. And after 17 hours or however long the date was, he actually holds hands with her. And it is the absolute thrill of a lifetime for a 14, 15-year-old boy. Absolute thrill of a lifetime. But if they go on a second date, it doesn't take him 4 hours to hold her hand. It takes him 15, 20 minutes because of the law of diminishing returns. The first return was amazing, but the second time he does it, yeah, it's amazing, but it doesn't take him nearly as long. He's thinking about maybe the hug or maybe the kiss goodnight. It's the law of diminishing returns. AI cannot make a human connection with you or me, for that matter. Now, fifth thing, yes, a little bit of background music. It's going to stop soon, I hope. AI cannot be delighted to see you. It can't just say, hey, Bill, you're here. Hey, that's fantastic. Nope. AI cannot be delighted to see you. It cannot miss you or have a need to spend time with you. There is no opportunity for a genuine relationship. AI doesn't have any friends. AI is not your friend. It is a tool. It is something that you use, but it's not a connection with you. It's not a friend. It's not something you can build a relationship with. And that's why it'll never replace you. So let's stop the music. Now, AI has no history of its own. Yes, it looks back through its history and it pulls things, off the internet from history and all that type of stuff. But it doesn't have its own history other than, yes, I remember typing this out for you, last week. But it has no, hey, remember when we were on the beach and we had that fire? It doesn't remember that because it can't do it. It cannot reminisce past successes and failures that you've had or that your friends have had. There are no campfire moments with AI. And let's be honest, campfire moments are kind of cool. I really believe they are. And the seventh thing is this: AI cannot create. That's right. I said it. It cannot create. It cannot come up with an original idea. What it does is it takes a bunch of other ideas, puts them together, and says, hey, here's my compilation of 17 different things that I thought of that you asked for, and here it is. But it's just basically producing variations on a theme. A copy of a copy of a copy. Yeah, based on your parameters, taken from biased data. That's AI. That's what it is. So AI can help you? Absolutely. Embrace it. Try not to spend a ton of money on many, many, many different AI programs and stuff like that. Find the one that works for you. and embrace it and use it. Use it to your benefit. Absolutely. But bear in mind this. It will not replace the connection that we can have between you and me. It's just not going to happen. That's it for today. That's it for this week. Have a great weekend coming up. Absolutely. Can you do it? Absolutely. But you have to do it. Have a great day. Have a great week and a weekend.